So basically the question was about what is Vata, Pitta and Kapha. And even before we understand Vata, Pitta, Kapha, it becomes very much essential to understand what is Ayurveda. We have to start from there. What is Ayurveda? Basically we all have the thought in our mind that Ayurveda means some kashaya, Ayurveda means some massages, Ayurveda means something which is natural and herbs, all these things. But in actual way, the definition of the Ayurveda says, Hita hitam sukham dukkam, ayustasya hita hitam, manam cha tacha yatroktam ayurveda sauchyate. That means hita and ahita. Hita means which is wholesome. Ahita, which is not wholesome to our life. And sukham dukkam. What is sukha and what is dukkha for our life? That measurement here, mana, the word mana means here the measurement. Here Ayurveda is the science where it will give you the measurement that one particular thing, in which measurement it is hita, in which measurement it is ahita, in which quantity when you perform it or when you take it, it is sukha, in which quantity when you take it or receive it, it will become dukkha. Because all you have know that there is nothing called as healthy thing, unhealthy thing. It is always depending on the quantity what you are using. Even though it is healthy, if you are using in a lot of quantity, it will become unhealthy to your system. That's why Ayurveda is the science which will give you the basic idea to how to lead your life wholesome way. And what and all the things, starting from the food, starting from the daily activities, and also with the Panchakarma therapies, it will give you the measurement, the quantity, in which proportion it will be good for you, in which proportion it will be bad for you. That is what actually the Ayurveda means. Ayurveda is not just kashaya, Ayurveda is not just the medicines, Ayurveda is not just the Panchakarma as well. Ayurveda is basically the life science which will teach you how to live, how to talk, how to live, how to sleep, how to eat, all the things which is required to live in this planet, that will be taught by Ayurveda, because Ayurveda has everything, dinacharya, rutucharya, treatment, precautionary measures, everything is there in Ayurveda. It even tells you about the moral science as well. It will tell you about the morality as well. It will tell you about the social behavior and how you have to manage the life in a better way. That is what Ayurveda. And coming back to the aim of Ayurveda, what exactly Ayurveda aims for? Basically, we all think Ayurveda aims for weight loss, Ayurveda for knee joint pain, Ayurveda is for back pain, or Ayurveda is for chronic health issues. But actually, in reality, Ayurveda aims about swasthasya swasthya rakshanam and aturasya vikara prashamanam. Swasthasya swasthya rakshana, andre, that means the one who is already healthy. To maintain his health, Ayurveda is required. And secondly, aturasya vikara prashamanam. That is the one who is already suffering with any problems. To heal his problems, Ayurveda is required. So basic aim of the Ayurveda is not back pain. Ayurveda aims, it will not aim regarding chronic health disorders or not for the paralysis. Ayurveda mainly aims to maintain your health, to keep you healthy. And if at all, for any other reason, if you are losing the health, then Ayurveda will be helpful to cure that illness as well. So that is the aim of Ayurveda. Then what is Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and how much important these Vata, Pitta, Kapha doshas will be considered in Ayurveda. See, Vata, Pitta and Kapha doshas, they are the functional entities. Vata, Pitta, Kapha doshas are not like your hands and legs and head, toe. You cannot pinpoint the organ. It is not any physical entity. It is the functional entity. Vata dosha, Pitta dosha and Kapha dosha are the physical, are the functional entities in your body. So they are certainly recognized and measured based on their activities in your body. So let's understand one after another about Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Because basically all of our bodies are made up of three doshas. There is Vata, Pitta and Kapha. All the three doshas are there in everyone's body. But it just like the difference in the fingerprints, it is just the ratio which changes from person to person. The ratio of the Vata, Pitta and Kapha changes. And that determines our health and our nature. Let's start with the Vata. What is Vata dosha? So basically, yes, it is Vata is generally, superficially you can definitely correlate it to the air element which is there in the environment. The same air element which is there in your body, that can be superficially correlated to Vata dosha. And what is the importance of the Vata dosha in your body? That is exactly the same of the importance of the air element in this universe. What is the importance of the air? Why do we need the air in the external world? And apart from that, do you remember in one experiment what you all have performed in the school days or the high school days, where you try to ignite one candle in the vacuum? Is it possible to light a lamp in the vacuum? No. That means even for the fire, even to maintain the fire, you need air element. Without the air element, there cannot be existence of the fire. So, there cannot be existence of the fire. So, Vata, the air element is required for breathing, for the life, for the maintenance of the Agni. For the maintenance of your Agni, not only the Pitta, even the Vata is very much essential. And apart from that, do you see any other? For drying, yeah, when you want to dry the clothes in the sunlight. If there is no sunlight, you will at least use it using dry it using the air, because air has the capacity to dry out. In many of the physical illness in our body, we need to have that dryness to treat the patient. It is also called as one of the treatment protocol, the Rukshana Chikitsa, where drying is the main element. Only when you dry certain elements, you will see that your body is getting healed. Even for that drying purpose, Vata is needed. What else? What else?
Basically, all seasons are also dependent on air.
Okay, seasons. And even if you have seen, for any movement, air is very much essential for the movement. For the movement of a body or movement of any particular thing, Vata is necessary. The same way, this Vata dosha in our body, it is responsible for your life. It is responsible for all the bodily movements and even the emotional movements. It is responsible for the maintenance of the Agni. It is responsible for all the basic metabolic activities. Without the Vata, nothing is possible in our body. Vata is also told as the remote control or the main strong dosha among these three doshas. Vata, Pitta and the Kapha, when you compare three doshas, Vata is considered to be the stronger one, or Vata is the one which controls the Pitta and Kapha dosha as well. There is one saying in Ayurveda, Pittam Pangu, Kapham Pangu, Pangavo Maladhatavaha, Vayuna Yatra Niyante Tatra Gachanti Megavad. That means Pitta is lame, it doesn't have the limbs, Pitta cannot move. And Kapha is also lame, it cannot move. But Vata is the one thing which controls, which makes the movement of the Pitta and Kapha dosha in your body. And they have given the simile, Vayuna Yatra Niyante Tatra Gachanti Meghavat. That is the example of the cloud and the rain. What happens? You see the cloud here and you feel like, oh, it may rain. But suddenly the wind comes, air comes, what happens? The cloud will be gone away and you will not see the rain here. The same way here, the Vata dosha is very potent and Kapha and Pitta doshas are like the cloud. Their movement is dependent on the Vata dosha. That's why Vata dosha becomes very much essential in our body for all the metabolic activities, for even the maintenance of the health, maintenance of the Pitta dosha and the Kapha dosha. This Vata becomes very much essential. That's why Vata is the main one. Vata is the strongest one compared to Vata, Pitta and the Kapha dosha. Vata, we can call it as the remote control, which actually controls all the activities in your body. Vata is responsible for the life, Vata is responsible for the death, Vata is responsible for each and every movement of your body. Got it? So this is basically the some basic explanation regarding the Vata dosha. Then let's try to understand what is Pitta. What is Pitta? The fire element. And why do we need the fire element? Why do you need the fire? Digestion. Basically to cook the food. Right? In the outside also you use the fire to cook the food. And what else? So this Pitta dosha is superficially correlated to the fire. Basically it does the digestion of the food and maintenance of the temperature in your body, maintenance of the energy as well, and it also gives you the good complexion and the aura. Your aura and complexion will be decided based on the Pitta dosha. And Pitta not just responsible for all these things. Apart from that, Pitta is the one thing which maintains all the regularization of the hormones and the metabolic activities. Along with the Vata, even the Pitta is needed for the proper metabolic activities. That's why Pitta dosha is just like the fire. Just like the way we need the fire in the outside world, in the same way we need the Pitta in our body to maintain the digestive fire, to maintain the metabolic fire, and to maintain the temperature for the proper digestion as well as the assimilation of the food. Digestion, cooking the food, and assimilation of the food. Both are required and both are dependent on the Pitta dosha. Okay, this is the gross explanation regarding the Pitta dosha. Coming back to Kapha. What is Kapha dosha? Fluid in the body. Okay, then? Cold. Okay, then? Basically, Kapha dosha is the body building unit. For example, if your body is made up with all the Panchamahabhutas, 3 doshas, Sapta Dhatus and all these things, then there is one thing which is binding all these things together. Because you all know that what is the water percentage in our body? 75 to 80 or 70 to 75% of our body is made up with the water. Okay, and how much of the earth element? Solid thing? 20 to 25 somewhere. And in the remaining 5% all the other things, right? But can you ever imagine if I give you 20% of the mud and 80 or 75% of the water, can you make a stable idol using it? It should not move. It should be stable. Is it possible to prepare a toy or prepare a vessel using this ratio of the water and the earth? No, right? Here, the Kapha dosha is the one thing which gives you the stability, which binds all these things together, which works which stays in your body as a support for your stability. So if you are able to sit like this now, that is because of the Kapha dosha. Your body is built with using certain body building materials, just like the way this building stands here, using so many building materials, the stone, cement and sand. There are so many components in the building material. The same way our body building material is the Kapha dosha. Kapha dosha is for the stability. It gives you the stability. It gives you that binding quality to bind all the organs together. Even with 75% of the water, if you are able to stand, if you are able to walk rather than flowing just like the river, that is because of the Kapha dosha. As well as the fluidity and all the liquid things in our body is also grossly compared to the Kapha dosha. But basically Kapha dosha is not the mucus. Kapha dosha is not this kapha what you are getting when you are having the cough or cold, not that Kapha. Kapha is the one thing which is the reason for your stability. All the body structure basically compared to the Kapha dosha. So these are the basic explanation regarding Vata, Pitta and Kapha dosha. Not exactly negative. Here dosha, Dushikarana, the one which has the ability to create the problems in your body. That is dosha. Okay, so here the Vata, Pitta and Kapha are called as the dosha, not because they are wrong, but it is because if you do something wrong in your diet, in your lifestyle, in your routine activities, or if there is some change in the Rutu, season, or even some changes in the planet, that can be easily disturbed this Vata, Pitta and Kapha dosha. They are easily getting disturbed. They are not stable throughout the life. If you have this Vata, Pitta and Kapha state as of this today, it will not stay the same for lifetime. They are getting vitiated, they are getting disturbed very easily. That's why they are dosha. And because of their disturbance, we are getting the diseases in our body. Okay, so the doshas, when they are in their normal limits, when they are in their balanced state, we are very much healthy and we are celebrating the equilibrium of the Vata, Pitta and Kapha. At the same time, when they start to get disturbed, when they start to get vitiated from their normal state, we will experience the diseases. That's why they are called as doshas. See, basically ideally we can say, like in the Vata, Pitta, Kapha sheet what you are having, it has the 5 subtypes of the Vata, 5 subtypes of the Pitta and 5 subtypes of the Kapha. It should be like 0, 0, 0 as well, because there is no disturbance. But that is very much ideal and not possible to see in a living being. It is not possible to see in the living being. So ideally it is not possible to get 0, 0, 0, but 1, 1, 1. The balance of the Vata, Pitta, Kapha dosha in 1, 1, 1 is considered as apparently healthy. Because any one dosha is getting imbalanced, no problem, because the other remaining 4 which are healthy, that will make sure that it is not giving you any problem. So 1, 1, 1 is okay. Even in the prominent doshas of the Vata or Pitta or the Kapha, 2, 1, 1 is also okay. If you are a basically Vataja person, by birth if you are a Vataja person, then if you have the 2 Vatas, one Pitta and Kapha, 1 Kapha imbalance, 2, 1, 1, that is still considered to be apparently healthy. If you are a basically Pittaja person, then 1, 2, 1 is also considered to be apparently healthy. If you are a Kaphaja person, 1, 1 and 2 is considered to be apparently healthy. But when it becomes more than that, plus, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, all these things, then definitely it is considered to be the particular diseased condition or which has to be treated. And when there is any one dosha imbalance, for example, let's say there is only Vataja 3 or 4 plus Vata and Pitta and Kapha are 1, 1 in the normal level, only Vata is disturbed, then just with the medicines and the lifestyle changes, food habit changes, it can be treated. It can be cured completely. When there is only Pitta like 2, 3 or 4 changes, but Kapha and Vata are normal in their normal limits, that is also is possible to only treat with the food changes, lifestyle changes and the medicines. But when it becomes like Vata, Pitta and Kapha, all the 3 doshas are getting involved, then it has to be taken care with using the Panchakarma. So Panchakarma has to be used. Panchakarma treatment will not make you like overnight you will not become healthy, but Panchakarma treatment will be helpful to convert this 3 doshaja state to Dvidoshaja. While starting the Panchakarma, if you have like Vata 3, Pitta 3, Kapha 2, at the end of the Panchakarma, the aim of Panchakarma is to bring it back to Dvidoshaja, where 3, 3, 2 should become at least 2, 2, 1, where Kapha is now apparently normal, only Pitta and Vata dosha is there, that too in the less potency level, then it becomes manageable only with the medicines, with the follow of medications. Got it? So Panchakarma is not for the miracle. Panchakarma logically, practically it works to balance the doshas and to bring back the dosha levels from Tridoshaja to Dvidoshaja, so that it becomes easy to cure only with the medications, only with the follow-up medications.